Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me on day 14 of my 31-day Jumpstart. As we get into this, I want to make sure that you know that we're going to do 13 and 14 together so that we're not missing anything and so that we can stay consistent with what we have committed ourselves to. So in chapter 13, one thing that sticks out to me is it says that a wise man has inheritance for his grandchildren. So we make sure that we leave something for our children, but also our grandchildren. And it's important that it's done monetarily, that life insurance policies and things of that nature need to be in place for those coming after us. But also that we need to make sure that our children are taken care of and ready for the world mentally, physically, and emotionally as well when it comes to us leaving this earth, that's vitally important that we do that as well. So it's just important that we make sure that what we are mindful of what we pour into our children, and not just the children in our household, but any child that we come in contact with. We need to make sure that we are focusing on them being better for having been in our presence, because we don't know what they face when they go home. We don't know what they dealt with at school. We don't know if they have a church family that's loving on them. All we know is what we see, and so it's important that when they leave us, they leave better. So I would challenge each of you to ensure that you are pouring into our future, because obviously voting and making decisions like that are very, very important, and we need to make sure that we are doing our part by pouring into the generations coming after us so that the decisions that they make are wise. And so continuing on with wise versus foolish, it talks about how a foolish man is quick-tempered and they act foolishly. And so when we think about ourselves and how often do we think before we act or speak, how often do we allow someone to ruffle our feathers so much that we begin to act on impulse opposed to thinking and action all the way through. And so when we think about this good versus evil piece, that this tone that is in the book of Proverbs, we have to make sure that it's not just us being good, but that we're also being holy. Holy is for us to be set apart, for us to be different, for us to be righteous. And so in that, we just have to make sure that being good is great, but that we take it a step further and we not just be good. That in us being holy, that people see something completely different in us, especially those of you all watching that are Christian, that people see something different in us that they see in any other person that they've ever come across, and that it be such a positive difference that it makes them wonder, what is it about our lives that is so different? And it makes them want to figure out how can they have that in their lives as well. So for day 14, I would encourage you all to go ahead and comment. Let me know how you feel about chapters 13 and 14. I can't wait to read them, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.